Now, if only that was all this truck needed, but we're just getting started. Hey friends, Joe the Farmer here, and in today's video we're going to be in the shop doing some work on the Ford F-350 Super Duty. This is a 2005 Power Stroke dreaded 6.0 liter diesel engine, and this is the one that, you know, there's a lot of class action lawsuits against Ford on this thing because of design flaws, and people would go out and bulletproof them and all kinds of stuff. But this is fully stock. It has 177,000 miles on it, and I've actually pulled the Carfax on it. It's never had any serious work done to it. Still has the original bolts in here. It's just really all stock. I mean, the entire thing, I bought it from the third owner, so I'm now the fourth owner. The entire thing was just used for commercial work. You know, this has been it's been someone's, you know, mule. They've just worked this thing hard, and it shows. But in today's video, what we're going to do is we're going to kind of get some of the nitpicky stuff done, right? Like the hood struts. We can't even work under it because the hood won't fall down without putting a 1-inch piece of steel pipe under the hood. We can fix that pretty easily. Part of the exhaust system was actually damaged. Somebody stole the catalytic converter from under this thing when it was sitting forever on a lot, and we're gonna go ahead and fix that with some pipe just so that the exhaust fumes aren't coming into the cab, which is probably a lot safer and more pleasant for a ride. On top of that, you know, we're gonna look at the charge air boot. You know, one of those things is loose. You can almost see under the hood where there's, you know, some oil splatters have been under the hood. We'll change the oil, we'll top off fluids. We'll kind of get a better idea of how mechanically sound this thing is. Again, I hope that you all are enjoying this kind of content. If you give us the likes and the thumbs up and the comments and all that stuff, I'll keep making videos on this truck. If you don't like it, let me know. But I'm gonna get this thing worked into a nice little farm truck. In the end of the video, I'll tell you what I paid for it and kind of how much money I have in it. I am not a mechanic. I'm 100% YouTube certified. So if something gets too complicated, I may have to lean on one of you all to tell me, like, hey, you need to do this, or hey, maybe somebody wants to do a field trip, come out here to the farm and, you know, spend the day with Joe the Farmer tinkering on this old 6.0 liter. Let's get to work. Let's get some of the nitpicky stuff. I think the first thing we'll do is we'll open up the hood and we'll go ahead and address the leaking shock struts, because that's annoying. We need to be able to work under there, and we need to have a better solution than a 1-inch steel pipe. So enough talking, let's get to work. All right, so as you can see, we are Amazon certified in this truck. I'm going to leave a link down in the description of all these parts that I bought for this truck so that you can get an idea of where, if you have any parts like this that you need, or any of this work you need to do, you can find these parts online. Hood struts, they'll be in the description, but they were cheap. They're only like 25 bucks. Not a bad deal. There she is. I'm gonna have to get the little pipe to hold it up so we can change the hood struts. Big ups to the guy who came up with this idea, by the way. Pretty smart. Oh no, our pipe is missing. We're in trouble now. Well, we're gonna find some other way to do this. Figure it out. This is the solution I've come up with. Oh boy. These are made by Max Powell, have no relationship with them. But they seem to be a pretty good fit. That's it. Now, if only that was all this truck needed, but we're just getting started. Okay, I showed this in the last video, but I just want to do a quick overrun of what we've looked at here. So, massive oil stain on the hood. Classic example of where this charge air pipe, this boot, you can almost see at the bottom where it's not even really attached. This boot needs to get replaced. Batteries are actually in pretty great shape. 1, 2, I have a new air filter ordered. I have a new fuel filter, which will replace this one as well as the one on the bottom. Oil filter will replace. I have a serpentine belt to replace on here. You know, there's no pressure really in here. This is the coolant from the radiator. This tank is not super pressurized. There is some pressure in there, which could mean, you know, could mean some issues, but the coolant doesn't seem to be, you know, evaporating somewhere. So I do know we need some power steering fluid. Yeah, just a whole lot of stuff. So we got to get to work. All right, so this is where we're going to do some work today. We have the exhaust pipe. That's where the catalytic converter would usually go, but all the exhaust right there is essentially going up into the cab. We also have to replace the cab bushings. Other than that, looks pretty good down there for a truck this, it's almost 20 years old. Not bad. All right, so my neighbor Nick is here, and when I started out earlier and I said I was going to fix the exhaust system, the parts I bought are they're too big. It's 4-inch, which is basically what it says online that an F350 Super Duty should be, but it's really 3.5-inch. So I need a smaller exhaust pipe. Nick's here. I think I'm either going to put it in this video or I'll post another video where Nick thought he could change the serpentine belt in 5 minutes or less. This is a cool part. I want to show this to you all, and Nick's curious what it is too, but I'll leave links to everything in the bottom. Sorry. I sound like this truck just really stinks when it runs. We got to get that exhaust system fixed. This is a knockoff of a snap-on part that they make for this for the 6.0 trucks. What this is it's a ratchet head that will fit not just, come with me, not just the engine oil filter, but also the fuel filter.
That's slick.
How cool is that?
That's slick.
So, and you can get different colors. I chose blue.
I like blue.
Because I thought blue was, festive. So, anyway, looks like it's aircraft aluminum. Yeah, I don't know. All right, let's change the filters. So there's gonna be a new O-ring in the packet, so you wanna make sure that O-ring comes off. Doesn't look terrible. Put that in there, and I wanna get up here and I wanna see what this, I wanna see what this fuel bowl looks like. Oh, that's pretty clean. It's not bad. It's not terrible. I wouldn't say it's good, but I'm gonna get a shop rag and clean that out a little bit. There's probably zero reason to clean that out with a shop rag, but it's also zero reason not to. Now we have a flammable rag. So one thing I've noticed about this truck is that it starts up a little cold, which, it's usually gonna be fuel or air. More so air on a gas engine. Little O-ring in there. Just till it seats. That's it. This sucker is on here. Oh, there we go.
Got it.
Gosh, that sucker is on there. Whew, fellow came in here before me. He had his breakfast that day. That'd be amazing is if you had that other filter teed up. Yep. Diesel bath. And it's running up the frame. Okay. Yeah, that filter
Is dirty.
is insanely dirty. Look at that. Not good. All right, where's the weep hole in this? So these actually have a weep hole in it, or you want to find where that weep hole is. But this is supposed to tell you where the top is. There's the weep hole.
Complete with new O-ring.
Oh, nice. Thanks, buddy. Take some of that diesel and lubricate it. Not even gonna bother cleaning out the inside of that cap because it's pretty clean.
I wiped it out. It didn't look like that.
Oh, maybe that's why it's cleaned. All right, that should be good. That filter's tasty looking. It's been a minute since that's been done.
Even the inside's all crummy.
That's the primary, I guess, and the other one's a secondary. Look at how green that diesel is. Is there algae in that?
No, I don't think
That's green, man.
I've seen a lot of greenish diesel.
That's pretty thick, and that's pretty, I don't know. All right, so to prime it, really just turn the key, count to about 60 seconds, do that 4 or 5 times. It should prime itself. So we're gonna do that and not bore you with it. So that humming, and then this part, this is your injectors in the beginning. They sound great, and that humming is the diesel priming the filters. There's no leaks under here or anything, right? other than, well, yeah, there's a lot.
Good point. No, nothing fresh, like dripping.
Okay. All right, let her rip.
All the fuel was on the floor. It's alive.
Sounds a lot better. All right, we're gonna back this thing up. Oh yeah. Got that commercial swag. All right, I need to let it warm up now, and then we're going to change oil.
It sounds a lot better, doesn't it?
It sounds great, man. You know, it's clearer and cleaner, and it just like,
I feel like it's running better. Like maybe it was really just a little bit of everything in that fuel.
now the question is, what's leaking under it? It stinks. It stinks. Okay. Now it's time for an oil change. Nick, you change oil?
I already did the belt.
Ow. Shock struts are doing great. I don't see any leaks on the filter we just replaced.
No.
No leaks under it. All right, we're good.
Not thinking about poison ivy here, and like it has got me covered up.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's no fun. Spring loaded. Oh yeah. This thing's gonna be solid. Tell you what, why don't we get one of these?
Like this?
No, just
one?
Yep, just take one of these, put it in the bottom of the box. Once I get that lid set to the side.
Here, I'll clean it.
That, my friends, where are you? That is a filter that really needed to be changed. I'm going back with the original, the Motorcraft, the Ford parts. There's a lot of people that talk about how these filters have specific tolerances in them that will make all of this plumbing work. And there's aftermarket Wix filters and a Wix lid, actually, that you replace the lid with that Nick has, that will, it makes the top of the lid look different. So I was really happy when I saw that this had the original fuel filter housing on it, as well as using Motorcraft parts. So good stuff. This needed to be done. There's also a lot of people that talk online about this part, since it's plastic. If this breaks, it can stop the filter from properly working and feeding the oil through the actual filter. So this looks like it's in great shape. Just like Nick, it's in great shape.
Best shape of my life. Round is a shape.
Again, two of the wittiest people we know. Yeah, I think you should crack the oil pan. This whole truck is your fault. I didn't want to tell you this, but I put your name on the title with me. This is our child, Nick. We're going to raise it together. You ever want to go broke? Start with $1 million and buy a Ford 6.0.
You're gonna call me later. This footage is unusable, Nick. Looks like the Blair Witch Project. Is it supposed to be red?
That would be Mercon transmission fluid.
You're too far back.
Move up. Move up. All right, I'm filling the oil.
What?
I'm filling the oil. This blue stuff is oil, right?
Oh yeah.
You know, topped off a little washer fluid. This is probably the part where we find out that the reservoir is cracked and leaking everywhere. Well, if you're all drained out, then I'm going to tighten down the
Ready to go.
oil filter housing. All right, so to confirm, the plug's in.
Plugged in.
Okay, now this takes 15 liters of oil. I'm going with something cheap, Rotella or what is it, T4. It's a good oil. It's not a cheap oil, but as far as, you know, the levels of synthetic versus non-synthetic or anything else, you know, I have seafoamed the heck out of this thing. I put seafoam in the crankcase, which, by the way, if you're seafoam haters, I get it. Like, I think it works great. Put a 16-ounce bottle in the crankcase. That was with 15 liters of fuel or oil. And then I put 32 ounces in the fuel tank to run through. And maybe I'm crazy, but the engine sounds so much better than it did. I wish we could get, I had these boots and the exhaust to do today, but just wasn't in the cards to do everything in one day. So let's get some oil in this thing. Man, Ford really gave us a nice location to put all this Earl.
Yeah, right up against the hood.
Yep. Oh, yikes.
Yowzers.
Funnel moved on me. And that's why you buy more oil than you actually need. All right, there's 4 quarts per gallon still, right?
Yes.
So it'll take 3 of these plus another. All right, so we are full of oil. Putting the oil cap back on, I do my own little checklist that I say, okay, oil cap's on, fuel filter's on. Nick's already checked the drain plug, and I actually loosened up over here just the dipstick to get more airflow while we're doing that. So we're gonna start it, let it run for a minute, and then we'll check the fluid level. No leaks, looks good. Time to check the world's longest dipstick. This thing may be as tall as I am. We're in range.
Beautiful thing.
Yeah. Out there, that oil already is.
You'd swear it wouldn't clean when you put it in there.
Yeah. Well, it just makes me think that this thing may be getting another oil change sooner than later, as long as everything else proves to be somewhat reliable. Well, I think that about wraps it up for this video. We didn't get the exhaust done, but we changed the oil, we changed the fuel filters, we changed the air filter. It definitely sounds a lot better, without question.
Way better. It runs smoother. It just doesn't sound like it started anymore.
No, I mean, it's cranking right up. It sounds so much healthier. And I think it was, a lot of it was just the fuel. It was the fuel scarcity, and it wasn't breathing well. We still have to do some more work to this, like that intake tube needs to be replaced. That's easy work. I mean, we'll do a video on it, just us having fun doing it. But the exhaust still needs to be done.
Cab bushings, exhaust.
Cab bushings need to be done. We even changed the windshield wiper blades today.
Probably what fixed it.
Hey, the hood struts, huh? That was a nice little easy fix. And
no more support conduit.
no more support conduit, that's right. Even put some windshield wiper fluid in it. So anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Hope you enjoy this. If you do, let me know. If you want to see more videos with the old F350 in it, let me know. Now, I did tell you that I would tell you what I paid for it. A lot of people guessed, and I paid $1,500 for it, which I think is a great price. It runs, it's a cool truck. I have about another $400 in filters. Like this thing is, the air filters, $75, and all the Motorcraft parts, they're not cheap, but I would rather get the nice quality stuff because this is going to sit a lot. You don't really want cheap stuff sitting because it's just not as good. Oil's about $16 a jug. Other than that, so I'll probably have a little under $2,000 in it. Nick's going to charge me for putting the serpentine belt on, so that's...
Yeah, you'll get a bill.
Yeah, $1,800 for that, so we'll see. It's a lot of fun. We're going to enjoy this thing, and we're absolutely going to put a hunting blind or something on the back of it this year. Maybe Nick and I will put one of those muddy blinds, or we'll build one on the back. Y'all tell me what you think. $1,500? Would you pay $1,500 for this? Did I make a mistake? 6.0 liter, guys. Like, what am I not looking at? It's a farm truck. This is not going to be a show truck. I think it's pretty cool. So appreciate you watching. Appreciate my friend Nick. We'll catch you on the next one. Joe the Farmer. We out.